ఏం లేదు గెస్ టుడే ఇస్ అవర్ ఫస్ట్ డిస్కషన్ పాట్ సో we were just a little bit excited, so we'll start the pod. Welcome to Vishnu podcast. This is Poojita, host for today, and it's gonna be a little different from what we usually deliver from VPod, you know. I assume it's going to be longer than usual, but I hope it will be interesting for you guys to be worth your time. Before going into details of what and what, let me introduce my very good friend over here, Srikari.
Hello guys, I'm Srikari Kavi, studying final year BTech in Sri Vishnu Engineering College.
It's a biodatic chenga.
Helana. Ava helana.
Thank you so much for being our guest.
Okay.
Right, welcome to your first ever podcast.
Thank you, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, thank you for being excited, and yeah, let's make it successful for today.
Okay.
And your topic ఏంటంటే I have a question for you, Srikari, for you people who are listening, and also for myself. And we'll answer it, okay? Listen carefully. The question is, if you are given a chance to meet anybody from past or even present right now, who might be dead, alive, who have ever existed on face of the earth, they might be from history, mythology, or any fictional character from any form of fiction or anything. If you are given a chance to meet anybody of such personalities or people, who would you like to meet?
Okay.
And tell me, what would you like to know from them? What will you ask them?
Okay.
Tell me 5 such personalities or people. Alright.
Okay. This is very interesting. This is such an interesting question because I think it puts things into perspective and also it makes you think. So
Yes. Yeah, I've heard it somewhere, and since then I have been asking it at most random places. And to start with, we would like to know your answers too, guys.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
let us know your answers too after listening to the podcast, not right now. Because it's such an interesting question. I
It is,
cannot
it is.
stop praising the question. Okay, Srikari, to start with, you are our guest. You start first.
Okay. My first pick would be, of course, being a very loyal Swiftie, my first pick would be Miss Taylor Swift. I'm sure everybody of you knows her. She's a great American singer-songwriter, and matter ఏంటంటే, she had this phase, a phase in 2016. Her latest pop album had released, it broke all sorts of records, and then something accusations, allegations, something happened, and then world cancelled her. Hashtag Taylor Swift is over party was trending in Twitter, like world #1. So she had disappeared from the face of earth. She wasn't seen by anybody, she wasn't heard by anybody, she hadn't released anything, she was not seen at all.
Complete shutdown.
Yeah, nobody knew where she was. So everybody thought Taylor Swift is over. Then what happened is, a year later, she came back, and how? She came back stronger than a 90s trend, for those Swifties who understand. She released a new album. People called her Snake, and she branded that snake in her new album.
As a theme, right?
Yeah. She came back with an album called Reputation, It's very powerful, it was very powerful to see her come back like that again. So the question I want to ask her is, how did you find the strength? జనరల్గా మన ఇద్దరు ఒక మాట అంటేనే మనం తట్టుకోలేం కదా భయ్య, అలాంటిది she was put down by the world. She had very few people in support of her, but still, she got up. What did you tell yourself, and where did you find that strength, to be able to believe in yourself again? Yeah, that is something I'd like to ask her.
And Srikari, if you asked me the same question a few months earlier, I would have said names. But fortunately, surprisingly, and possibly every adjectively, I have actually met. And believe me, dude, it's like you can't even talk if you ever meet the people you admire.
I know.
Like,
I know,
only
I
stupid things are allowed from your mouth.
I know. టేలర్ స్విఫ్ట్ నాకు కనిపిస్తే నేను కాలు మీద పడిపోతాను దూరం నుంచి, అలాగా పొరుగు దండాలు పెడేస్తాను నేను.
But it's the best memory, and the best. So coming back to the topic, if I were given a chance to meet anybody, I would like to meet Louisa May Alcott. She's an author, She's a writer from 1800s. She was one of the early feminists, you know. It's not like she strived for women rights, but it's her ideology, her writings, that's it.
Yeah.
Hers a ordinary story, not that much big, but it's her ideas that interests me.
Okay. Okay.
చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి she was aspirational, like she wanted to do something. She don't know what, but she wanted to do something, anything. Like she wanted to try acting, singing, or anything. She wanted to become independent. She wanted to become successful and rich, of course. This is where I relate, you know. At this point in my life,
I relate to the rich part, guys.
okay, for me it's not knowing what to do, but still wanting to do something
Yeah.
big, significant. I don't know if I'm capable, but I want to leave a story behind when I left. It's like I relate to her.
You
at
desire,
this-
right? So you are capable of doing that.
We'll see. And but yeah, she did at the end. She wrote a book called Little Woman, which is semi-autobiographical, mostly her story, but with little details of. That's a
Shout
very
out
big hit.
to Timothy Chalamet, please.
The movie she's talking about, movie Little Woman.
Yeah.
Please do watch it. It's a beautiful
Yeah, it
beautiful
is
movie.
beautiful.
I wanted to ask Alcott. You know, she did not marry her entire life.
Okay.
Not because she don't like men or something. It's like she doesn't think that marriage was a necessity for a woman to live a fulfilling life. I know
I
very
agree.
radical feminism here, but let's see. I want to ask her, are you happy at the end? She spent her entire life taking care of her family, her mother, financially supporting and physically being there for them and everything. I want to ask her, are you happy with all your decisions and everything? Yeah.
I would have
If
been
I have a
happy.
chance, I'll ask her this question only.
Yeah. Okay. Coming out from that. Okay. The next person I'd like to ask. I'm really sorry, but my next pick is Mr. Andrew Tate. Like,
What will you ask him, bro? Yeah.
I mean, I want to open that man's brain and check how does that work. How do you process, bro? What is
It's not allowed. You can only ask him, no?
Okay. I mean, I'll ask, like, what is your thought process, bro?
How do
Like,
you function?
Yeah, how do you function? Yeah.
I don't know much about him to comment about it, but I know enough to stay away from that. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
సేమ్ అలా అడిగి అలా వెంటనే వచ్చేస్తాను అనమాట పెద్ద మాట్లాడి నేను
Okay, fine. Okay, I have a similar pick now.
ఓకే
I'll counter Andrew Tate with Hitler.
that's a nice pick. Everybody has a question for Hitler.
Everybody wants to meet him because he's such a famous villain.
Yeah.
I'm laughing right now, but the amount of stuff I have watched and read about these, Jew extermination situation, the hostage camps and everything. It's just they are so poorly treated. It's just horrible.
It is.
I hate him for that. What will you ask him if you ever see him?
I mean, when a child is a child, he's just a child. What I mean is, when you're children, you're just children. You don't, know anything.
What a great 2 sentences. Very meaningful.
It's okay. What I mean is, you are not exposed to anything when you're a child, Growing up, something happened, something.
It's our situations that shapes us.
Yeah. Like, what made you take those steps? అంటే ఇదివరకు బాగానే ఉన్నావు కదా భయ్య
ఎందుకు ఇవన్నీ ప్రపంచం బానే ఉంది, నువ్వు బానే ఉన్నావు, ఎందుకు ఇవన్నీ ఇంత పెద్ద అవసరమా మనకి?
ఉండొచ్చుగా బాగానే లైక్ వాట్
made you like that, yeah.
Why did you take those steps? I mean, those are not some normal risks also. They are
No.
huge steps away from society.
That's a big mark on history.
Yeah. Like,
I heard it's bad parenting and bad childhood. If that is correct, you would have become a psycho, a serial killer. But how the hell have you ended up like an influential person who is charming, who can influence people and
with power over an entire nation.
and with such a full of hatred?
Yeah.
How? I'll ask him, what do you think of yourself? What kind of a guy you think you are?
నీ గురించి నువ్వేమనుకుంటున్నావు భయ్య
Yeah, that is, but not sarcastically. I want to ask him seriously.
Okay.
What do you think of yourself? Yeah.
మీ గురించి మీరు ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు సార్ అని అడుగుతాడు.
Did he regret anything at the end? I want to ask him, how did he felt when he knew that death was coming for him? The defeat was there and
Yeah.
he was meant to die. You know that, right?
He knew that.
How did he felt? I don't know. He's a different person. We cannot even guess his answers.
Yeah.
That is why I want to know from himself only. Yeah.
I'll ask the next person I have in mind.
Who is it?
Okay, first the situation. Everybody has this question. ఆ డోర్ మీద రోజ్ పక్కన జాక్ పట్టే ప్లేస్ ఉందా లేదా?
Titanic.
యా, టైటానిక్.
Who will you ask? James Cameron?
No, that's actually not the question I want to ask. What happened is that there are some conspiracy theories that Rose was a very unhappy person. She was engaged to the wrong guy. She wasn't happy with him.
Okay.
She wasn't happy with the situations that were going. So she was a little depressed. So to protect herself, or just she was delusional, and she created this fragment.
Like we think.
Yeah, we daydream. Yeah, she created this fragment of imagination called Jack. On the ship, according to theories, which proves that Jack does not exist. So even
it's not possible to save him.
yeah, even if there was place on that door or whatever, he couldn't have been saved because he was imagination after all. So I'll ask the captain of the ship. Was there?
He would know if there is a Jack or not.
Was there a Jack Dawson on your ship that day? Like, I'll ask him to open up the list and check them for me. So
Yeah, very creative answer. You used all the liberty I gave you.
I am a creative person.
And again, my pick is, it's a genuine answer from my heart, right at the center from my heart. Okay.
Center.
Generally,
Bottom kada bhaiya. Bottom antar kada bhaiya.
Bottom of
sorry.
the heart. No, it's from center. Okay. Just take my answer and go. Generally, I like talking to people about their past stories, because I believe our stories connects us or something. It could be, like relatable if we know their stories.
That is why cinema is so famous. Stories connect. People
That
connect
is why
with
if
stories.
there is relatable character,
Yeah.
we'll love them no matter what they do.
Yeah.
If it's relatable, that's the
Yeah.
thing. In my family, I ask these questions about their childhood. My mother, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother, everybody.
Yeah.
My grandfather gave me a lot of stories about his childhood, of his best friends or friends or teachers and everything. But from my grandmother, my nanamma, she never answers me the stories before marrying my tataya,
Okay.
She is so committed into the family, for the family. She does not remember, or she doesn't have much before. I ask this because I want to relate her to me. I want to make her understand my thoughts. So that is why I ask her. There must be something that I can relate with her. So I was asking her, but she's not telling. She's just telling me the stories of her struggle with, the family struggle after marrying my grandfather. How they together kept the house.
Yeah, this is so interesting because it's so difficult to fathom or imagine that our mother had also had a childhood. Our grandmother also just had a childhood like us. There were once a little girls. There were.
Yeah, I want to meet that little girl, my grandma, and I want to ask
so
her,
interesting.
what are your interests? What do you like to do? Like, really, it might be listening to music. Enough. I could take that answer. I can take it. I'll ask her that. Yeah, I want to see that cheerful, free spirit Nanamma as a girl. Yeah.
నెక్స్ట్ నా పిక్ శ్రోతలకు విజ్ఞప్తి. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది కొంచెం ఎవరిని కించపరచడానికి కాదు, ఎలాంటి కమ్యూనిటీ
డిస్క్లైమర్స్ ఉన్నాయమ్మా ఎంత. యా,
జనాలు హట్ అయితే నేను తట్టుకోలేను భయ్యా. కించపరచడానికి కాదు, ఇబ్బంది పెట్టడానికి కాదు, ఎవరిని ఏమీ అనట్లేదు. మై నెక్స్ట్ పిక్ వుడ్ బి మిస్టర్ రామ్ ఫ్రమ్ రామాయణ్. Talking about Ram, people talk about being this Adi Purush, this everything that people are supposed to be. Adi Purushudu,
inspirational.
Yeah, Tandri Mata Javadatadu, everything.
You know who Ram is?
Yeah.
Now tell us, what will you ask him?
Okay, nice. Baa cheppo. ఏంటంటే క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా అడగాలి అంటే రాముని జనరల్గా పీపుల్ వెళ్ళేది అగ్ని ప్రవేశం గురించో అగ్ని పరీక్ష గురించో పీపుల్ ఆస్క్ దాట్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ బట్ there are different versions of Ramayana. In some it is Agni Pravesam, in some it is Agni Pariksha, so I don't want to get into that. The question I have is, he left her to the woods, he left Sita Ma to the woods when she was pregnant.
I never thought to ask about it, but when I first saw this movie on TV,
Yeah.
it was a Sri Ram Navami that day.
Okay.
I was just heartbroken, bro, for Sita.
Yeah, I get it, because, let alone a normal person doing this to his wife, it's Lord Rama.
I was just asking why. That little girl watching the movie,
Yeah.
he cannot fathom why is this happening? Why it has to be happening?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would someone like Lord Rama do this to his wife? There are so many answers that come up, dharmam kosam chesadu.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
న్యాయం కోసం అంటారు, everything. But, I just can't accept these answers, I just want to go రాముడి గారిని దూరం నుంచి అడుగుతాను, సార్ ఎందుకు అలా వదిలేశారు సార్, మీరు అందరు చాలా చెప్పారు విన్నాను, మీరు చెప్తే నేను జస్ట్ అలా విని వెళ్ళిపోతాను అని అడుగుతాను. తిరిగి క్వశ్చన్ చేయడాలు అలాంటివి ఏం లేవు, జస్ట్ ఆయన ఉద్దేశం ఏదో తెలుసుకుందామని.
It's like getting జ్ఞానోదయం from
Yeah.
not questioning him.
Yeah,
Okay.
not questioning him. I'll just ask, why, and I'll take whatever he says.
These are the things that are meant to be understood,
yeah.
not just obey or he might have reasons, whatever. We must understand why, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
sure
that
he
is
must
why
have
I
had
asked
his reasons. So I just want to know, నా సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్ కోసం నువ్వు చెప్తావు, నేను నమ్ముతా, నాకు ప్రశాంతంగా ఉంటుంది ఇంకా,
Next, from mythology, I would like to meet Mr. Arjuna and Mr. Karna from Mahabharata.
Ooh.
I like the both of them so much.
Yeah.
They are my favorite characters after Krishna, of course.
After Krishna.
Yes. But I don't want them to be on opposite side. Why? I want them to be like brothers. I always wanted that. So I'll meet them personally. Together I'll meet them and ask each other opinion on each other. I'll just enjoy the fangirl moment. Right? I have a separate questions too. Karna, he's did so much for friendship, Sneha Dharmam again. Dharmam, it's all Dharmam,
స్నేహం కోసం ప్రాణాలు వదిలేసుకున్నాడు కదా.
Yeah, that too, it doesn't seem right to people like us, but for him it is correct. And yeah, he did
మాట
it.
ఇచ్చాడు, మాట నిలబెట్టుకున్నాడు.
Do you think it's worth it? Let's keep aside the dharma thing for 5 minutes and talk to me. Yeah, that's it. And about Arjuna, it's like you have got the best mentor anybody could ever ask for, Krishna. Like you are the main weapon of the whole Kurukshetra, Krishna orchestrated whole Kurukshetra. It's mainly you are at the center, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? I would like to know if I meet them, because they're my favorite characters. These are the questions I'll ask them.
Yeah. Okay, mine, I mean, ఇందాక వార్నింగ్ ఇస్తున్నాను అంది, బట్ స్టిల్ దిస్ ఇస్ a serious
again?
one. Yeah, once again.
A serious anta చూసుకోండి అమ్మా.
It's a little, I want to give a little trigger warning. This has some suicidal descriptions. If you don't want to hear, please skip for the next 2 minutes or 3 minutes. The next person I want to talk about is Miss Sylvia Plath. She was an American poet, novelist, and also a short story writer. She was, I think, 1930s she was born, and she died by the age of 30.
What happens to all these genius people, bro?
Yeah, I know.
What?
She died by the age of 30, and her genre was, confessional poetry. She's known as this tragic symbol. And there was this semi-autobiographical novel she wrote called The Bell Jar. It is partly about her life with a bit of fiction in it.
Okay.
And also, these are the works that were released before her death, and later there were some more collection of her poetry that was released, and she got a Pulitzer Prize, the highest prize known in literature, for the posthumous work that had been released.
Okay.
So what happened is she got married, she had 2 kids. She was already suicidal by that time. She attempted
Also,
suicide.
she was an amazing poet.
Yeah, she was. It's crazy, you know, how she was depressed and also this genius at the same time.
Yeah.
She already tried, you know, she attempted suicide 2 times, you know, they were not successful. But then what happened is her husband, Mr. Ted Hughes, went and cheated on her. You know, she got to know that, and you know, she couldn't take it. She fell into a depressive episode. What she did is, she locked her kids outside the kitchen so that nothing happens to them.
She was in the kitchen.
Yeah, she was in the kitchen. She locked the door. She locked the door with tapes also. She put tapes all across the
gaps,
door. Yeah, she filled all the gaps. And she opened the oven. She put her head deep inside the oven. And she left the gas on. I mean, imagine for a person to have death that painful. She must have, how she must have felt about her life. You know, it was much more painful than that. I want to ask
That's
her.
even painful to hear.
Yeah, I know, right? Then what happened is, you know, few years down the line, her son, you know, he also became depressive. He also had these depressive episodes. And then he also hanged himself, you know. So I want to ask her, like, if you had known years down the line, your children would also suffer the same fate, would you have been strong for your children? Yeah, you would have done the same thing.
That's hard to listen.
I know.
And yeah. Yes, you
If
got
you're-
all the sad stuff today.
Yeah. You can learn a lot from sad people, so you know. If you are
Are
sensitive,
you sure you're happy? Okay, let's judge.
let's not go there. Yeah.
Okay, now I have not a cheerful pick, but I actually admire these artists who are multi-talented.
Like me.
You know, SPB Garu, like acting, singing, music.
He also dances. Na, 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 na.
There are many people here, not even locally.
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci, like
Yeah.
he is like he excels in every field. I don't know field he doesn't do. I want to meet Rabindranath Tagore. He's like, this man is like art himself.
Yeah.
You know how to
Wow,
compose
that's
music.
very
You know how to
interesting way to put
paint.
it. Yeah.
You know how to. He's a poet.
Yeah.
Literature freak. He's a philosopher, kind of a reformer.
Yeah.
He had such an impact on Indian history, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask him. It's ordinary. I don't know if he can sing or dance. Other than that, I think.
So you want to ask him if he sings and dances?
Maybe I could ask him.
Yeah.
Do you sing and dance in private parties or something like that?
ఏమో ఇంట్లో చేస్తారేమో భయ్య మనకు తెలియదు కదా.
Telugu. But seriously, I'll ask him, what is art according to you? I know it's such an interview-like question, but they are great people. He's a genius person. So the answer might be not boring. So
Wise people have interesting answers to the most boring questions. So
yeah, that is why they are
Yeah.
genius. I would ask him, how you think people must perceive art? They have different take, no?
yeah.
And I want to hear him talk. That's it.
My next pick is interesting because I'm sure everybody had their rock star era, you know, when that film released. It was such a banger, yeah. People were like, Sada Haq.
I'll
all the
shamelessly
time.
tell you that it's only recent for me.
It's okay. Anytime. You can have your rock star phase anytime in your life.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So the question I want to ask is for the main lead of the film, Mr. Jordan.
JJ. Okay.
JJ, yeah. JJ who becomes Jordan. You know, he was just a boy from a place who only ever wanted to make it big as a musician, you know. He wanted to become this star, achieve this fame and all. He wanted to be known by people, you know. But all people ever did was discourage him, you know, put him down. But at the end, he achieves it all, you know. He becomes the Jordan. People are crazy for him. But in the process, he had to lose his family, his friends, and the love of his life.
Yeah.
The love of his life, you know. He became this unhappy person in the end, you know. So the question I want to ask him is that in the earlier stage when he was just that boy from this place, I want to go and ask him, you know, if I told you that all of this would happen, if I give you a chance to go back, like, you know, and all of this would
You are
happen
giving
again.
a chance to Jordan only.
Yeah.
I gave you a chance to meet him and you gave him a chance.
Yeah.
Fine. It's a meta.
Yeah. I ask him that if I give you a chance again to go through all of this again, to become Jordan, to become the Jordan.
Yeah, got it.
Would you take that? Would you do that all over again? That's my
It's a
question.
very nice question.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, would people be really ready to, face personal loss for art, for their passion?
And fine, next, I have a very, my primary picks are over. The secondary are like not questioning, but I would like to meet my online friends. There are one or two, my pen pals. I would like to meet them if possible. That's it. And you have any silly answers? I have a silly answer. I'll tell it at last.
Okay.
You go, if you have anything left, you can.
Yeah, I got a pick. The Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to meet this man because from being this kid who lost his parents very, very early in life, to moving to Mumbai, to starting out in TV and then villain in the films, and then becoming this massive star, the biggest star of the country, and the wealthiest. His success was not overnight, he had to do this step by step. He got this step by step with a lot of work around it. So
people like Virat, Shah Rukh, MSD, of course, and there are many people.
Yeah.
They know they are the best.
The question I want to ask him is that, how did you keep yourself so grounded through the process? He's still that same gentleman, he is. I've never seen a hint of arrogance in that man. So I'd ask him that.
Okay.
And also, sorry, can I?
Yeah, you can.
I have one more, I mean, I wouldn't talk or anything. I just want to look at my mother's childhood from afar. I'll just stand there and look at her childhood, like, when she's going through phases.
You want to know how did she become the woman she's right now? Yeah.
She is the strongest woman I know. Like, she was many things and then she became a lawyer, She's one of the most hardworking and strongest people I know. So I'd definitely really like to see her childhood. Amma, if you're listening. Yeah, I'm done with my picks, bro.
Okay, I have a silly pick. I said no.
Okay.
It's a joke, guys.
Okay.
Recently, my Instagram feed have all been filled with, I am Batman memes. I want to know who the real Batman is and make me meet him. What are you doing on Instagram instead of saying your city, bro? Also, my village needs help, bro.
Rob Pattinson is
come
the
and
real
help?
Batman. He's also also chilling, man. He also needs rest. He's scrolling Instagram.
It's a joke, okay? Joke palace అర్థమైంది. Right, Inka. Let's end the podcast with embarrassment.
It's okay.
Fine, then. Yeah, that's it, guys, for today. It's the end, I guess. Okay, Shrikari, thank you for joining with us today. How was the experience and can you please say goodbye?
It was so much fun. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Thank you for listening, guys. If you are here up until this point, please do think about the topic and thank you so much. If you have thoughts, please, I don't know.
Share them with us.
I don't know.
With Vishnu Podcast or comment.
Because it's such an interesting topic.
Okay, think. And signing off. This is Poojita. Thank you so much for listening to Vishnu Podcast. Keep listening and stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.